Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cheddar, and today we're going to be finishing what we started in our last episode. Speaking of, last time we began by building the foundation for our entrance and our greater flamingo habitats. If you'd like to view said episode, click the card above. Today we'll be completing our entrance area to prep for further expansion. With that being said, let's get right into the episode. Before we get into today's episode, I want to share what I worked on off camera. To start out, I built the parking lot for our entrance. It is super basic, but it brings the build to life. We have some buses dropping off guests, along with a small parking lot. While I was building, I left the game running, and it led to something quite peculiar. We now have 26 greater flamingos, 6 of which are babies. Due to this rapid growth in population, we needed more water in the habitat. To aid in this, I added a secret pool. I saved a bit, but it just wasn't enough. As I mentioned in the last video, I was debating on expanding, and I think this is the perfect time to do so. We have this space behind our habitat that I transformed into a secret area for our flamingos. I also added in another forage pool and reworked the backstage. From now on, we'll have 25 adult flamingos in this habitat at all times. We'll sell the rest for some much needed profit. With that out of the way, it's time to get into the build. As y'all can see, our entrance is looking quite bare. It's time to fix this with some decor. There are 3 main areas we're looking to focus on today. The areas in question are the ticket area, welcome center, and the gift shop. There will be timestamps above, just in case you'd like to skip to a particular section. I started out with the easiest section first, which is the ticket area. I didn't have much of a plan with this space, I just knew I wanted it to be quite simple. The best advice I can give is to start out with what you know you want in a certain space and just work from there. I knew I wanted a custom ticket sign, so I started by setting up the area for it. I also made some signs to go above the entrance. I made these in Canva and it was super easy and added a nice touch to the build. From here, I added in flowers. You may be asking, how do we go from signs to flowers? Well, to be honest, I just got super distracted by how bare the flower beds looked and just decided to go ahead and fill them in. After this, I exited the game and entered Canva. I'll go ahead and add the signs on screen so you can have a better look. If y'all are interested in the files, let me know and I'm sure I can figure out how to release them. Can you guys tell I'm not a pro YouTuber yet? Don't tell anyone though, please. That was such a cringy sentence. Anyways, from here, I added in a spot for our future ticket kiosk area. At this point in the build, I was racing the clock. I made this decision right before work, so the kiosk signs won't be completed until towards the end of the video, honestly. After plopping these down, I added in some much needed trash cans and seating at the front of our entrance. I also modified our flower bed so that the space wouldn't feel as bare in the corner. If y'all have any ideas for what we can put in this area, let me know down in the comments. I do just quickly want to apologize for how long it's taken me to get this video out. I've been working to get this out as quickly as possible for you guys. I also just want to say thank you all for the love the last video got. We just hit 250 subs and that is legit insane. I never thought I'd get that far, so thank you guys so much. Before I start rambling for 20 minutes, let me get back to what we're working on. I literally just had a 1.5-minute clip of me just thanking you guys and rambling, and I just had to cut it down. Anyways, let's get back to what we're working on. So from here, I started to work, on the welcome center. Of course, I had to start with the welcome desk area. I just created a simple design on the back wall and added in another projection screen so that we could have the logo right behind the desk. After I had this nice space, I started on the desk itself. Truth be told, I didn't really know what I wanted for this area, so I just started with what I knew. So, I mean, if you're going into a welcome area, you need a desk, you know? I initially wanted to have 3 people working here, but I had a lot of issues with the pathing. It honestly ended up being a blessing in disguise. It would have been way too busy in here if we actually had 3 workers, so we just have 1, alright? I did cut out most of the struggle with the pathing, so luckily y'all won't have to sit through it. The only bad news is there's some choppy parts of the video. Please forgive me. Anyways, as you can see, this desk is completely custom. Needless to say, it took forever to build. I love building custom items like this just because it's such an easy way to make a build feel unique. I honestly feel like my favorite part of Planet Zoo is that you have full creative freedom. If you want to create a super simple design, you can, or if you want to go all out, you have the ability to do that as well. Which, speaking of going all out, I actually found a creator who does just that in their builds. Bold has these amazing custom signs on the Steam Workshop that I end up using in the build. The Steam Workshop is a perfect place to find builds that are unique. As someone who doesn't always have the time to go all out, as y'all can tell by how long this video took, it is awesome just to be able to find these creations on the Steam Workshop. As you'll soon see, I use these custom signs by Bold. These signs are just truly amazing and the detail is just insane. Of course, I've got to give credit where it's due. This community is truly built by the people in it, and if y'all'd like to add these amazing signs to your game, the link will be down below in the description. Now, as you guys can likely tell, after I finished our desk area, I moved on to adding in 2 exhibits. Our zoo is now home to 2 boa constrictors and 2 yellow anacondas. These exhibits are not only viewable from our welcome center, but also from our future zoo quote-unquote exit. Will the guests actually use it as an exit? Probably not, but it's just nice for us to imagine that they would. Now, y'all might be asking, why am I adding in more animals right now? Well, it's because exhibit animals are a great way to make income for our zoo, especially for our next project. It's actually inspired by some comments I received on our last video. I very quickly want to say thank you guys. But anyways, we need a lot of money, and while y'all may see that we got 40k, it's all about to go down the drain. Now, there are 2 reasons why we're going to be short on cash. The first is that I failed to put any donation bins near our exhibits. I know it's a rookie mistake, but don't worry, I add them in later. The second reason is much major and segues into our next part. It's time for the gift shop, aka the souvenir shop. It costs $15,000 just to add in a gift shop, and this does not even include additional tiles I bought to expand said shop. I would normally recommend adding in a gift shop when your zoo is much more stable when it comes to finances, but I am far too impatient for that. Will I learn my lesson? Probably not, but everything worked out in the end, so it's just fine. Anyways, to start, I partially expanded the gift shop to give us not only more space, but more dimension to the build. As y'all can likely see, I prefer to build, for lack of better words, boxy. Our box simply didn't have enough dimension. As I was building, I quickly spent all of our money and simply just had to wait for our funds to come in. While I was waiting, I just let the game run and worked on some research. Overall, this build took me about 2 hours, simply because I went back and forth between managing our finances and building. If I just would have let the game run for a good 15 minutes all on its own, I could have done this in much less time, but you know, maybe I'll learn my lesson. Probably not though. Y'all may be wondering about these gaps in the flooring, but don't worry, I'm gonna give you the full rundown. So when I was placing down the gift shop floor tiles, they didn't fully line up with the interior walls. This actually ended up being a blessing in disguise. When I began, I knew I needed to cover up these grass areas, so I took the European bridge arch panels from, you guessed it, the European DLC, and used them as a quote-unquote base for our wall displays. Not only do they look sleek, but they add dimension to the interior of our shop. In all honesty, the shelving for retail we're given in the game is quite nice, but I feel like sometimes it's lacking. The great part about Planet Zoo though is that we can always elevate pieces in the game quite easily. Looking back at these clips, it's quite funny watching the guests come in to shop here even though it's currently under construction. And luckily their purchases were able to keep us afloat, because if I would have had my game paused, I fear we would have gone under, guys. Once the section by the registers was complete, I simply replicated the look on the other side of the shop to cover up our pesky little grass spots. We can just pretend that we're being eco-friendly here. I also covered up the gaps on the top of the shelves to make everything feel more complete. After I filled in said gaps, I got super distracted by just how bare the entrance area was, so I went ahead and put in some shelving for our stuffed animals. By this point, I knew if I kept building this shelf, I would not want to finish the wall near our entrance, so I just had to force myself to lock in. Luckily, this area is just like the one near our register, so I could duplicate a lot of the items and move them right over. The longest part was simply just readjusting the shelving in the European bridge arch panel so that everything would be flush. I think my favorite part of this build was deciding which items to display for the shelves. I went with the black shelving just so our items would stand out. It's honestly so satisfying to see a bare space come to life just by placing merchandise. Once this was finally complete, I went back to working on the shelves for our stuffed animals. Anytime I enter a zoo gift shop, there's always a giant area dedicated to plushies. My favorite thing to do as a kid was to get a stuffed animal as we were leaving the zoo. I've also noticed that they're always near the entrance. I'm sure it's definitely so that a kid will be drawn to them instantly and just beg their parents for a plushie. Now, as you guys can likely tell, just one tier of plushies was definitely not enough. We needed to add some dimension to this area, so I elevated some of the shelves so that we could have even more on display. It honestly just made the area look so much more appealing. Since these higher shelves are not touching the floor, they technically can't be used by the guests, but I mean, who cares? It looks good. To finish off the space, I lined our last wall with the tall displays and added in some more merchandise. I also set up some shelving near the registers so that customers could browse while in line. Once the base for our gift shop was completed, I did some work off camera to add in some restrooms, foliage, decoration, as well as some path barriers. If I would have let this in, I fear the video would have been probably 40 minutes. If you guys would like longer content, feel free to let me know down below. Anyways, with that being said, let's take a look at what we've created today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far, be sure to hit the like button. If you would like to keep up with New Root Zoo, subscribe so you don't miss it. In our next episode, we'll be adding in 2 new animals. Okay, I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.